Hello, my name is Dorina Roșca and I am Associate Professor at the American University of Moldova. Welcome to this Introduction to Business and Management course that uses VR technology. This course is structured around 10 topics that will teach you introductory elements in this discipline. This lesson will introduce you to project management topic. It highlights the processes, techniques, and steps you need to know in order to manage a project. Here we go. Before we talk about how to manage projects, let's see what a project is. A project is a temporary work, a definite beginning and end that has a unique goal, a unique result, and a concrete budget. Project management is a specific method of work that dates back to the early 1950s in its contemporary form, right? It emerged when companies realized the benefits of organizing work around projects. You may wonder, what exactly project management is? Well, there are several definitions sharing a common idea that refers to knowledge, tools, and techniques that are applied to all activities of a project in order to meet the project's objectives. Project management can be summed up as answering a few crucial questions. First, what problem are we solving? You might know where you're going, right? Then, second, how to solve this problem. You might have to choose the best strategy to flesh out your solution, gather requirements, identify deliverables, and define clear project scope. The next question is, what's your plan? Planning in detail is a big part of project management. You'll plan the time, the resources you need, and the project's costs. You also have to answer the question, how will you know when you're done? This is why you need clear objectives, requirements, and deliverables. The last question is, how well did the project go? You need to know time to review the project to see what worked well, what didn't, and obviously, why. One important element for the success of your project is your relationship with the stakeholders. As a future project manager, you need to identify first who has a stake in the outcome of your project. We call them stakeholders. It could be customers, sponsors, or people who work on concrete tasks within the project, like functional managers. There are several elements to be considered about the project's stakeholders. First, consider their expectations from the project. Then, evaluate their potential contribution to your project. Last but not least, assess stakeholders' interest in your project. Those three elements are very important to build relationships with stakeholders, which can play a major role in your project. Now, let's have a look at the roles different stakeholders could play in your project. The project customer is the person or group with a problem to solve. The project customer brings three crucial things to a project. First, the customer funds the project. Second, the customer has a lot to say about what the project will do. Third, the customer approves deliverables from start to finish. The next stakeholder role is the project sponsor. A sponsor can help prioritize objectives, communicate with other stakeholders who aren't supportive, and suggest improvements to the project plan. The third type of stakeholder are people working in the project. Functional managers, line managers, or team members all are valuable project stakeholders. Their role is huge because project implementation depends directly on those people. So, project success depends on it too. Project management can be run through several steps, ensuring all the processes that help drive a project successfully. Here are project management's 6 process groups according to the Project Management Institute. First, project definition. Initiating is all about getting to the commitment to start a project, right? For that, you start by defining the project. What's the project supposed to accomplish? What's the scope? What resources do you need? And what is the cost? Second, stakeholders identification. You will also identify the project stakeholders and make sure they are okay with the project's activities. You will then ask for approval to proceed. Third, project planning. Planning means figuring out how you're going to perform the project. You'll focus on what and how you are going to do and when you're done. Fourth, when the plan is complete, you need to put your plan into action. This is the project execution. You bring your resources on board and work on delivering the product, service, or desired outcome. Fifth, monitoring and controlling is the next step. You check what's going on in the project and how that compares to what you planned and so forth. And finally, sixth, there is the closing of the project, which is very important. Your client will officially accept that the project ends. At this stage, you document the project performance, close contracts, etc. Those are the main steps characterizing the life cycle of a project. If you follow them, your projects will run smoothly. If you know that stakeholders play an important role in your project, it is sometimes not easy to identify who are your stakeholders. This is why you need to design a stakeholder analysis document where you will store needed information about those actors. For it, first, find how your stakeholders are connected to your project and what motivates them. Next, determine who the stakeholder listens to in order to figure out how to deal with him or her. Then, identify the project objectives that the stakeholder cares about and prioritize them. Also, categorize each stakeholder by their influence and interest in the project. Finally, document the stakeholders' contributions to the project so you know what to expect from them or who to turn to for things you need, right? Keep in mind that analyzing your project stakeholders is a key task during project initiation. Executing a project starts with lining up the people and other resources you need to perform the work, right? Once team members are on board, they need to know their assignments, who they're working with, and how the project's going to go. For it, you need to do the following. Describe the mission and get everybody jazzed about the project. Explain how things will work by communicating eventual change requests. Set up a place to store project information, your project plan, specifications, documents, and reports. Monitor and control your project, and of course, execute it. As project manager, you will need to take care about the people who work on your project. Keep in mind that there may be people in your project working together for the first time. Project progresses while team members work together. This is why you have to help them develop into a team. Teams grow up through several stages before they're truly productive. One model that describes the typical phases that teams go through is called forming, storming, norming, and performing. This model was proposed by Bruce Tuckman in 1965. The first team stage is called forming because the individuals are just starting to form into a team. During this stage, you as a leader have to clearly define the team's goals and give them direction. Be prepared to answer their questions and earn their respect. The second stage is called storming because when team members start to work together, power struggles often occur. When a team is storming, you have to help them stay focused on their goals and help them make decisions. On the third stage, you finally have a team. That's the norming stage. The team understands their common goal and everyone pitches in to be successful. Finally, if the first three stages are successful, teams reach the performing stage. They know what they are supposed to accomplish, who's supposed to do what, and they often get things done very quickly. Let's continue with our tradition, the bonus I have for you. In this video, it summarizes a note entitled Agile Project Management, developed by Jaume Ribera from University of Navarra. It describes the basics of Agile project management as it is applied in areas beyond software development. You can read the entire note in the homonym PDF attached to this video. Agile projects are prominent for frequently changing businesses like the software industry. Agile does this by frequently delivering small chunks of a product known as features. This steady release of deliverables requires a different approach to managing and implementing work. This is how Agile project management works. With Agile, work is performed in time periods called iterations. The goals of each iteration is to deliver a complete, ready-to-use feature. That's how value is delivered sooner. And if business needs change, you can address that in a later iteration, right? Agile places more importance on people and interaction than on processes and tools. The note analyzes the frameworks that can help understand and manage the uncertainty and complexity of a project while meeting the desire to produce value quickly. After describing those moments when Agile management is useful, the note presents the requirements for an Agile project team, common practices in the implementation of Agile, and a generalization of the most used Agile methods such as Scrum, an approach based on equal time boxes or the same duration cycles named sprints, and which determine the nature of tasks to be completed by the team within the time box. On this, our lesson is over. I hope you enjoyed this experience and will keep watching the following lessons too. See you in the next episode. Goodbye!